Hi guys, Alex from alexc.com again. I hope you guys are doing well. Now today I'm going to share with you a quick video about two things, and then I'll follow up with a story that I've just been involved in with a company that the turnover is actually started from around the 6 figures to 7 figures and beyond. So let's start with branding. A basic fundamental of branding from the understanding of a general market is basically just they thought it's a logo, but in fact it's not. It's not just a logo, and that is a misconception that people did not see the ecosystem or the whole value. Now to start with branding, branding is actually a set of short and also a long-term expressions of a brand. So when it's created, there's always a short and a long-term expression that it's sort of like a plan as well, that how it is going to be introduced to the market, and that actually leads to a, a brand that can somehow attract and nurture the audience and then turn them into paying customers and eventually become a thriving and repeating customers. Though the brand itself enable a relationship between a brand owners, which is a company, to customers, connected with the with the what they call a long term relationship. So with the brand, it's also enable the company to really shape the perception that the market perceive. So when the market perceive that brand that is sort of related to let's say their beliefs, their philosophies, and what they really how they connected to the brand, and some of the functions that really works for them, and that is where the values are transfer between the company owners, which is the brand owners, to the customers. So it's a value exchange in between. Now it is also a form of expressing to the market, by expressing the market by show of personalities and purpose through different ways, such as visuals, verbals, jingles, and etc. So on and so forth. There are ways that you can express through that sort of medium, just to express that personality out into the market clearly. Now it is also can be activities such as like tweeting, like Facebook posts, like social medias, engagement, and it's also to a way to tell stories as well, and through different platforms in the online space, or can be a lot of I think Facebook, which is now called Meta, is actually coming out with a new form of experience, and that is also another platform that can be channeled into and build relationship with the customers. Now that is the basic fundamental branding from my understanding. Now the next one is marketing. Now marketing is in general, it ties in with the sales team. Now it is left and the right tool, which is marketing, and then you got the sales. The idea of the marketing is to actually help the sales team to execute a call to action for the customer, to turn that customer into a paying customer. So it's a collective of activities, tactics, with goal to really influence the customer to buy. Simple as that. So they goes along side by side, marketing and sales. That is the intention of the marketing tactics activities. Now it is actually more focused on this, like I just said, it's marketing and sales sort of team, both sides align, have that equilibrium working side by side, and the intention is to help sales to really talk in the same language, and eventually to keep that customer happy. And that can be forms of executing on online or executing offline. Online, for example, we got website, you got funnels, you got newsletters like through MailChimp, and then you got other ways of like social media as well that you can do messaging, and can even like instant messaging, just like WhatsApp or WeChat or Line and some other messaging apps. And the digital space is kind of like filled with all sort of methods of communication, and that sort of engagement are actually evolving as we go past the next 2 to 5 years time. And with the offlines, obviously offline, most of you guys knows about like the printed material. Can go on from flyers, brochures, and newspapers and magazines, and also printed materials. I think mostly will go moving towards the digital. But having said that, there are also some market that is like a thriving fan with printed advertising space, because they just like to hold it and really actually feel it, just like coffee table magazine. Some people are still really into that sort of segment of market. So we got this online and offline, and then the marketing also have a drive to really measure whatever they execute their marketing. They have to work with the sales to really figure it out how things are actually working for the sales, to close and eventually have transaction numbers that they can measure whether the marketing is tactics or activities is helping the sales alongside. Because some marketing initiations, if it is not done properly, in fact it will affect the sales team on the sales side to have transaction coming in. So again, it has to be talking the same language, otherwise the number is not gonna show it. So I'll just finish it by a story that I had yesterday with a team of a New Zealand company. We were talking about the strategy for the next 2 to 3 years, because for the last 2 to 3 years has been thriving, even though throughout the pandemic, the last 24 months, there are certain struggles, and we are forecasting what's gonna be what we're gonna face. And the two things I've just mentioned, 2 points, branding and marketing, actually work as part of the core of the whole strategy for the last 2 3 years. And we found out that that's really effective and it's solid. And through the numbers, we can see like growth being consistent, which one of the key staff who had been in the business for the last, I think it was about 12 years, mentioned that such thing did not happen for the last 12 years of her involving in the business. So I'm quite fortunate and blessed to be part of the team, and we're able to move that needles and what's working, and look through the numbers to really see what is actually required to focus on. Because in business you got so many things going on, and we will always evaluate what data is actually moving that business towards more quality transactions, repeating transactions, instead of one-off transaction. So I hope you guys get something out of it, and if you have any question, just comment below. If you find that anyone who might need such info from this video and find it helpful, just feel free to share it to them, subscribe it, and I hope you guys get a lot of values out of it. And also there are also like some other videos as well that will help you get an idea of what type of products and what sort of brand that you're looking at develop. It will give you some ideas to start with, what sort of directions, and some difficult technical side that you might find it really helpful for your business. And hey guys, well have a good day, and you take care of yourself. Alright, see ya.